not only has your team just absolutely bleeped the bed, but on top of that, Decker, Shohei just went out to get a carton of cigarettes and ain't coming back, boys. He's gone. He's done. All I'm gonna say is this: what a joke! What a joke! How do you create a situation where the best baseball player on planet Earth, and potentially the best baseball player on planet Earth for the past, I don't know, all of baseball, decides that he's got so little concern or respect for your franchise that he's just going to deuces and hit. He's out. He's gone. You're not going to hear from him again. The next time you're going to hear his name is when it pops up because he signed a $500 million contract elsewhere.
Most likely, Dodgers, Mariners, Giants, Padres. Who knows if the Mets really do want to go ahead and fork over that money? How about this? If the Mets really want Ohtani, they can get him. I honestly think they can get him now. With this new injury announcement and the fact that he might need surgery and all that, I can definitely see Steve Cohen just saying, okay, he was going to make $600 million. Everyone's now offering him $400 million because of the surgery. I will offer him $550 million because I am Steve Cohen, yada, yada, yada. I could see that happening. And obviously, if you're going to give him an extra $100 million than anyone else, he'll go.
Is that of the 15 remaining, granted 6 of them are against New York, but 6 of them against Tampa. And right now, looking up and down the ratings in the American League, the hottest team in the AL right now is the Tampa Bay Rays. And they have heated up at the same time that the Phillies heated up last year going into the playoffs. And remind me, what did Philadelphia do when they got hot 2 weeks before the playoffs last year? Oh, that's right. Won the NL pennant and went to the World Series. So I think the Jays, yes, it is not the worst schedule when you've got, 8 games against the 2 bottom dwellers of the AL East in New York and Boston. The bad news is you've got 6 against the Rays, who are white hot right this very second. By the way, Mario checking in on the sideline in the chat with some excellent stats there, including the fact that the Rays can now be gotten at plus 450 to win the American League, a team that I think, Dex, stop me if I'm incorrect, you and I both kind of wrote off after the Wander Franco story. All of a sudden, they're the hottest team in the American League. It's not Seattle. It's not Houston. It's not Texas. It's the Tampa Rays, ladies and gentlemen.
There's value in other places, but it sure as hell isn't Spencer Strider. I think there's some value in Steele. I think there's value in Zach Gallen. Because these two guys are in playoff pushes right now. These two guys could pitch very well in said playoff pushes. Hey, if they get into the playoffs and both pitch really well in the playoffs, that's also something that's going to ring in a lot of memories on the people that vote in that. So I think there is value specifically in those 2 names I just gave you.
First off, I have liked Justin Steele as a Cy Young candidate from about week 4, and I said it on this show. I said it on BetMGM tonight. I've said it on all the shows. To me, that has been a good pick. And I did take a flyer, not a high-paying flyer, but a flyer on him very early in the season. Now he's got the second longest odds to get there. Spence is only being talked about because Spencer Strider is sitting on, 17 wins and has a bare minimum chance to get to 20. I mean, might get to, possibly, depending on how the rotation works out, depending on what the end of the Braves season looks like, depending on what the Braves decide with this big of a lead, with the NL East pennant in hand, and as we get ever closer to the magic number 4, the number 1 overall, do the Braves take a little break and rest some guys to add on to the first round bye break? Maybe can get to 20. I appreciate that. I like that. Dude is leading Major League Baseball in Ks right now with 259. He is 9th in whip overall, but he's also sitting 26th or 27th in the league with an ERA that is threatening 4, which is higher than it's been for him, or higher than it was for him last year when he was a better pick for this candidate. So I like Spencer Strider. Do I think he's one of the best 4 pitchers in the National League? Yes, I absolutely do. Am I throwing money at him at like plus 12,000 to win right now the Cy Young? No, it's Blake Snell. It's Justin Steele. Maybe if Zach Gallen lights on fire for the last 2 weeks of the season, he can sneak in. I love Spencer Strider. He's a big part of why the Braves are where the Braves are. Not a Cy Young candidate this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mine would be Trey Turner right now. Trey Turner is back to being the best shortstop in Major League Baseball again, and it's all because of you, Philly fans. So, yes, one of those teams could be Philly. Philly absolutely could do this. Philly could absolutely make another run yet again. The Cubs, hey, they just got back Marcus Stroman. If Marcus Stroman is back to his first half of the season form and he's healthy, you never know. The Cubs could all of a sudden get on a heater and make a run. The D-backs are a team that scares me. You put that team into October, I think some chaos can seriously happen. Cincinnati, man, if you know the game we were playing earlier, would you be surprised? Cincinnati still being in this battle at all. I am surprised. I'm very surprised. I thought they'd be 5 or 6 games out of it by now. They are still holding on. Can you imagine what would happen if the Miami Marlins got into these playoffs? Because I have no idea what could happen. That team is wild to me.